What's up, guys? How is it going? You got Daysha here coming to you live from Amazon, North Dakota with another daily dose with Daysha. And in this broadcast, I want to talk to you guys about balancing out your emotional states. Now, before we kick off this broadcast, I do want to say one thing. Our goal is not to get rid of your bad emotions, right? It is not to completely throw them out of your body or your mind. That's just not possible. But instead, our goal is to direct the energy in a different way so that it's more enjoyable and more manageable for you personally. So, with that being said, make sure you guys start saying hi as soon as you guys start jumping on. Let me know where you guys are tuning in from in the comment section below. That way I can give you a shout out for spending a little bit of time with me here today. And with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right in. All right, and we are back. Lord Midas, I hope that I'm saying that right. Coming in live. Good morning, tuning in from New Hampshire. Awesome, awesome. Thanks for jumping on here with me and dropping a comment below. So, why is it important for us to balance out and master our emotional state? This is a question that gets asked a lot, right? When I talk about balancing your emotional state, balancing out your emotions, working with your emotions, a lot of the questions that I get is why, right? Like, why do I even need to do this? But the answer is actually pretty simple, and it's this: success is not physical, right? Success is not a physical thing. It doesn't matter the type of house that you have. It doesn't matter if you have $1 million in your bank account. That is not what makes you successful, right? You'll see millionaires, billionaires out there that are still like dreading their lives. They're not happy with who they are and where they're headed inside of their life, right? So success is not physical. Instead, success is actually a state of mind, right? You could have $0. I've seen homeless people, right? People that are living on the side of the road under a bridge and are still the happiest people that I've ever met in my entire life. Success is not physical. It is a state of mind. It's Jason. What is up, Jason? Hope you are doing awesome. Thanks for jumping on here. So, what do we do about this, right? If success is not physical and it's a state of mind, how do we start balancing out those emotions? So what I want to do is actually go over 3 strategies with you guys, 3 techniques that you can use throughout your day whenever you're feeling frustrated or irritated or feel like you're overwhelmed with your emotions. That's something that happens to me quite often, right? And I know that's kind of crazy. People are like, Daysha, you're such a motivational person. Like, how can you have like completely crazy emotions? But we all have it, right? Some, it's just a little bit more excessive than others, right? Sometimes I just feel completely out of control with my emotions. So doing these 3 strategies that I'm going to show you guys here in just a moment, this is what helped me, right? So the reason why I wanted to do 3 different strategies is one may work for you, right? You may not need all 3 of them. Some may need all 3 of them in a sequence. Some may need only 2 of them, right? But I want you guys to go over all 3 of them with me here. That way you can kind of utilize each one of them and see which one works best for you. Or maybe you need all 3 like I do sometimes, right? So let's go ahead and jump right into it here. So the first exercise is a breathing exercise, right? And I know this seems completely simple, right? It's like, yeah, Daysha, I need to calm my breathing. I get that. But it's not just calming your breathing, right? It's actually calming your mind when you're doing this breathing exercise. So here's how the exercise goes, right? Really, really simple. First off, what you're going to do is imagine all of Jules Eats watching from the UK. Awesome. Awesome. What is up, Andrew? Hope you're doing awesome. Thanks for jumping on here with me. So what you're going to do, first off, is you're going to close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, what you're going to imagine is all of that negative emotion is just these like kind of small black dots all inside of your body, right? Just small little tiny black dots, black balls of energy, right? Just all inside of your body. That's what I want you to imagine when you close your eyes here with me. Once you do that, what I want you to do is take a very deep breath. Now, don't do it just yet, right? But once you take this very deep breath, I want you to imagine that there is a bright white light, right? That's going from the tips of your feet all the way up to the top of your head. And as you're breathing in, and you do this with me, you're going to be collecting all of those little dark energies, right? And you're going to collect all of them with that light, right? So we're going to do this here, right? So go ahead and take a deep breath in. Imagine the bright light coming from your feet all the way up through your body, through the top of your head, collecting all of that negative energy. And as you breathe out, I want you to imagine all of that energy being able to just be let go, right? This obviously is not going to get rid of the emotions, but what this is going to do is allow yourself to calm your mind a little bit so that you can make more effective decisions, right? Because here's what happens. Have you ever noticed when you're not in the right state of mind, when you're angry, you're ticked off or pissed off, whatever it is, right? when you're in that state of mind, you don't make very clear and very effective decisions, right? If you're upset with someone, right? You've been in a, I don't know, relationship with someone, right? And you've been very, very kind to them. But then all of a sudden something happens that really ticks you off, right? And most of the time you would be very kind and go through the situation, communicate effectively, and just move on from that relationship. But when you're in that ticked off state, what's the thing that you want to do? You want to yell, you want to scream, you want to defend yourself. Some people even want to hit things very massively. This is what happens when you're not in a calm state of mind. So doing this breathing exercise will allow you to calm yourself. So again, let's do that just one more time. As you're breathing in, go from the tips of your toes all the way up to the top of your head, collecting all of that dark energy, right? And as you breathe out, then you're releasing all of that, right? It's not that you are throwing it away, you're just allowing it to let go and pass by, just like music, right? Have you guys ever meditated? If you have ever meditated before, it's the same thing, right? You're not trying to control your thoughts, you're just observing your thoughts to allow them to go. Andrew says, massive value. Thank you, powerful. Jason says, a clouded mind is what feeds the storm. I love that. Love that. All right, so let's do this one more time. Go ahead and close your eyes. Imagine all of the dark and negative energy that may be inside of you. Breathe in from the tips of your toes, collecting that energy all the way up to the top of your head. And as you breathe out, we're just going to let it go, right? We're not trying to push it away. We are just going to let it go. Kenny says it's the same exercise we tell singers to find a center and a place of peace. I did not know that. That is very interesting, but I can definitely see that because I notice when I am more frustrated or angry or upset or scared or nervous, I don't sing as well as when I am very just calm and in the moment with it. Jason says, yes, meditation is a huge help. Amen to that. So that's the breathing exercise, right? That's the first one. So the second exercise that I want to go over with you guys is simple, right? It's really just asking yourself questions about your emotional state, right? I know that's kind of crazy, Daysha. If I'm angry, right, if I'm frustrated, why am I going to be asking myself questions? Every single time I ask myself questions when I'm in that state, I just start giving myself negative answers like I'm not good enough, I'm a piece of crap, or I'm too fat, or whatever the negative energy may be, or the negative thoughts that flow through. I don't want to ask myself questions. This is a must. Right. And here's why. When you ask yourself questions, you're actually making yourself more aware of yourself and your own state. Right. And when you make yourself aware of something, you're able to control it. I'm going to say that again because I really want that to sink in. When you make yourself aware of something, you are able to control it. Without you being aware of it, there's no way for you to have control over it. So unless you know how you feel, you can't redirect that energy. So when going into this step, right, if you feel super frustrated and angry and you feel like your mind is going to head south in that way, do the breathing exercise first to calm yourself down a little bit and then go into this next step. This is why I give it in this sequence because this is what I do. I usually do a little bit of a breathing exercise to calm myself down for a moment, and then I start asking myself these questions. The first question that I ask myself is, how am I feeling right now? That's it. Right? I'm not looking for a specific answer. There's no right or wrong answer. I'm just asking myself this question and allowing myself to answer really is what I'm doing. So, Daysha, how am I feeling? How are you feeling? Well, I'm feeling kind of upset right now, and I'm feeling kind of frustrated and angry and confused and overwhelmed, and I just don't know how to handle it. Right? That seems like it's a bad answer, right? Like there's no progress from getting that answer from it, but that's not the case, right? That's actually a really good answer. Because if I can be very clear that I'm frustrated and ticked off and feel out of control of my emotions, that's a good thing, right? Because now I am aware. Now I can ask myself the next question, which is, how do I want to feel? How do I want to feel, right? I know that I'm confused and overwhelmed with my emotions right now, and it sucks. I hate it. But how do I want to feel? Well, I'd rather feel more calm and happy and feel like I can actually come up with a solution to the problem that's at hand right now. Well, great. So, what's the last question that we can ask ourselves to continue on with getting more progress on this? Well, what can I do right now to gain the emotion that I'm wanting to feel? If I'm wanting to feel calm, if I'm wanting to feel more focused on providing a solutions, what thing can I do right now to gain that emotion? Well, if I'm wanting to feel happy and calm, one thing that helps me with doing that first is the breathing exercise. But another thing for me personally is playing music, right? If I'm feeling super frustrated and like my mind is too jumbled and too clouded for me to focus on anything, I'm going to play a little bit of music so that I can calm myself down a little bit. For other people, it may be something different, right? Maybe it's video games for you, right? For me, that used to be a big thing. If I was feeling frustrated if I was feeling frustrated or irritated, I could sit down for 10 minutes, play a video game for that 10 minutes, and I would be fine. I can't do that now because I'm kind of addicted to video games, so I can't do that now. But for those of you that aren't addicted to the video games, if that helps you, do it, right? If it helps you to listen to a podcast for 10 minutes, do it, right? Do something that's going to get you into that state of mind right then and there, right? You don't want to wait until next week. You don't want to wait until you get off, right? You want to do something right then and there, right? One thing that I did that was a huge mistake when I was working my full-time job is if I was feeling frustrated, like let's say I just got off the phone with a really angry customer and they were just screaming at me, telling me that I'm a piece of crap, I'm not good at my job, and I don't know what the heck I'm doing, right? If they told me that, of course, that would frustrate the heck out of me. And what I would do is I would ask myself the questions, how am I feeling right now? I'm feeling frustrated. Then I would ask myself, how do you want to feel? Well, I want to feel happy. But then I wouldn't do anything to make me happy, right? I would jump in and say, okay, now I'm fine, and just get on the phone. What I should have done in that moment, if I was really feeling that, ask for a bathroom break, right? Go to the bathroom, listen to 5 minutes of a podcast or something that got me up and going again, or do a quick 5 minute meditation to help me get into that higher state of mind, right? When you notice how you want to feel and you know how you can actually gain that emotion, you need to take action on it right then and there. Otherwise, your mind could spiral into the negative side of it, right? Because I can understand how, if you ask yourself, how am I feeling right now? How do I want to feel? Right? It can frustrate your mind a little bit if you don't take action on doing it in the positive way, because then your mind is going to think, oh, well, yeah, that's how you want to feel. But do you really think you're going to be able to do that? Right? Remember how bad you were feeling? This is what our mind does to us, right? It's not like our mind hates us, right? It's not like our minds are doing this on purpose. It's just how we've trained our minds, right? Most of the time when we get frustrated or angry, what happens? We spiral downward even more into that anger and that frustration, and we build up on top of that. That's kind of what we've been conditioned to do. So, your first time trying this, if you don't take action on trying to get into the right state of mind right away, then your mind is just going to revert back to its old programming and conditioning, right? I hope this makes sense. For those of you that are watching right now, can you let me know in the comments, is this making sense? I don't want to keep on blabbering on about this if it doesn't make sense. So let me know in the comments section below. Third and final thing, right? Third and final strategy. Now, this one is difficult, right? I'm not going to lie. This one is difficult. And it's surrendering to your emotions. This is probably the hardest one to do, I would say, right? But sometimes it's necessary. It's not one that I would recommend to people right away, because you can get fully consumed in your emotions when surrendering to them. But if nothing else is working, if your breathing exercise isn't working, if you focusing and trying to do something that you love to do and your mind is still jumbled and frustrated and angry and you feel like you can't let go, it means it's time to surrender, right? Now, what does surrendering to your emotions mean? What this means is it to allow your emotions to flow through and just observe them until you feel ready to gain control again, right? Sometimes you're going to feel out of control, and all you need to do is observe, right? So, what does that look like? So, for me, sometimes when I'm getting super frustrated, right, I feel super angry, super irritated. I've already asked myself the questions. I've already tried to play some music, play some video games, talk with people, trying to calm myself down, and it's still not working. Jason says it does make sense, sort of just telling yourself to take a breather. Exactly. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. So basically, what this part is, right, is allowing your emotions to flow. So what that looks like for me is usually when I am in that overwhelmed state, right? Sometimes I have to just take my own space to allow my emotions to just flow through, because my body just needs to release. Most of the time, when it comes to the point where me having to surrender my emotions, it usually means that I've been building up a bunch of negative emotions throughout the week, throughout the month, throughout the year, however long it's been, even if it's just throughout the day, right? But I've built them up so much that the balloon just needs to pop. There's no other way for it to go. It just needs to pop. So what I usually do is I take 20 minutes, sometimes an hour, sometimes I even need the whole day, but I don't take more than a day, right? That's the biggest thing that I can say. If you're going to utilize this strategy of surrendering to your emotions, you cannot take more than a day, because as soon as you allow yourself to take more than a day, it thinks that it needs to be stuck in this negative state of mind. So here's what you do. You take your 20 minutes, your day, however long you're going to take, you're going to sit in your room and you're literally just going to allow yourself to feel, right? You're not going to watch TV. You're not going to look at your phone. You're not going to listen to music. You're not going to do anything. All you're going to do is allow yourself to just feel and sit in your emotions. Now, the reason that I say that you can't look at like your phone or watch TV or do anything that's kind of non-mindful, right? Allowing your mind to just go off is because those things actually become enjoyable, right? Watching TV is enjoyable. I like watching TV. Like I binge watch Criminal Minds almost every single night, right? I love binge watching TV, but that's an enjoyable thing. So if I start making it to where as soon as I get upset and frustrated, I take some time to myself and I watch TV, then my mind is going to think, my body is going to think that it's a good thing to get into that negative state of mind so that I can go and watch TV. Right. So don't take more than a day. Do not allow yourself distractions like TV, phone, computer, nothing. You need to allow yourself to just sit in your emotions and observe, right? All you're doing is observing your emotions. You're not going to make a comment on your emotions. You're not trying to direct your emotions in any way. You are just fully surrendering your emotions. And what this actually does is it allows your body to kind of do a reset, right? We all need a reset sometimes. Our computers, right? They need a reset sometimes when it's been going too fast, when it's been in overdrive for such a long period of time, it needs a reboot. Our bodies need the same thing. So when you allow yourself to just sit and allow everything to be surrendered and flow, your thoughts, your emotions, everything, it allows you to do a reboot. That way, the next day or the next after 20 minutes or an hour, however long it takes you personally, after that, you feel fully in control of yourself and calm. So that way you can make your effective decisions to continue heading towards that level of success that you're wanting. So that is basically it for the 3 different strategies. I hope that this made sense. I hope that this helped you guys. If it did and you found value, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment below, do all that for me. I really appreciate it. This will also be uploaded onto my podcast channel, Daily Dose with Daysha, that you can find on anchor.fm/Daysha Hanks. So let's really quick do a run through, right? Just a quick overview. What are these strategies? First is the breathing exercise. Allow yourself to breathe in from your toes all the way to the top of your head, allowing yourself to collect all of that dark energy and release it with the breath out. The second thing is to ask yourself questions about your emotional state. How am I feeling? How do I want to feel? And what can I do right now to gain me the emotion that I'm wanting? And the third and final one is to fully surrender your emotions. Allow your emotions to flow through for 30 minutes a day at maximum, right? And just observe them until you feel ready to gain that control and get back in it and rock it again. So again, guys, thank you so much for jumping on here. Jason says, thank you for all of the tips. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for jumping on here. If you guys have questions, comments, concerns, please reach out to me on my Facebook channel, facebook.com/Hanks Daysha. And that is all for today. Thank you again. And I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.